everybody. What's
So listen.
Let's just delve right into this butt booty shenanigans that we just kind of have to go through because, well, the producers of this game, they probably took the unbalanced pill and decided to make their game hallucinating how to freaking unbalance the game. I feel like that's kind of their whole purpose because what in their gosh dang right mind would ever
Let them think like that. There is nothing. Zip, zap, nothing.
Alright, style system and how to balance it, part 1. The definition of a style to begin with is a word that means a manner of doing something. So styles aren't just, a move set or power abilities, but they should be a appearance of something, as the name actually is. So how should, Crollo and Talus set up the styles? Well, make each style distinct by its animation and effects, rather than creating a whole freaking power set of abilities. Also, doing this sometimes leads to overpowered abilities and unfairness since they're trying to come up with an idea of an ability. So they're like, oh, what's a good ability? Oh, instead of just a normal dribble, let's just teleport him across the freaking map. Hey, good one, you stinking little
Booger.
also, keep in mind, every key aspect of basketball is required in every single person who plays the game. An example, every player in the NBA has to dribble, has to shoot, has to guard, and has all the same skills needed, and the exact same athleticism. What makes them distinct is their style of playing. We have LaMelo and Kobe. LaMelo is a I don't care attitude, and that's how his shot is. Kobe is a more foundational but ethical person. Their styles of basketball are completely different, but as effective. So that's what a style should be. Just different appearance in how it's worked, rather than a complete whole new power set of abilities. So, let's answer the question on how to set up styles or how to create a style. 1. Make the base dribbles different animations per style. And an optional feat here is also change how their shooting form looks. This would really be cool if this was added in the game anyways. It'd be cool if each and every style had its own individual animation and shooting animation. See, it's like the minimum details that have the best effects. Now going on to 2. No matter the move or what it is, the style should never change the actual performance of the moves in terms of their speed, distance, or mechanics. Everything should be the same within the styles. Just change the animations. Don't change how each move can go as far or as fast or whatever. Keep it all the same so it's fair. And now style system and how to balance it, part 2. What about mythics and miracles and their rarities of the styles? Would it not be fair if we got these styles and they were just different animations rather than giving us an extra advantage since it's a rare style? Okay, that point is valid in some sense. We can't just say, since you got this mythical or miracle style by chance, you deserve to be the best in the game regardless of your skill. But it does bring some validity because it's saying hey, since I got this super rare style, I should deserve some extra advantages, which is fair. So, to answer this and to solve this problem would be 1. It will let shots not be as delayed, but not too drastic. And 2, it will have flashier animations, and this is just a perk for if you get these styles, so maybe you can want it more. 3. Micro distance variance. It would also increase the range a little bit, not so much to the point where we can have a Mario button smasher spamming his buttons, hoping he can score a point, and obviously he will with these styles. No. But with these styles, you get the slight more advantage. So if a skilled player is let's say using a rare that's added in the way that I'm describing, he will play better with the miracle because of its slight more advantage. But if we have a Buns McGuns over here just spamming his buttons. If he uses the rare, he's cooked. He even uses the miracle, he's still cooked regardless. And 4, a slight smaller cooldown, like 5 to 7 seconds. Alright, now moving to the next category, how to balance offensive abilities, part 1. Dribbling. It should maintain a tight distance, similar to how Flash's dash is, the distance of that, and how far he can make his quick drive go.
It's a great distance because you'll always win in the 1v1 scenarios.
If it's a 2v1 scenario, then you're gonna have to use skill for the other guy you didn't beat with their ability. And if it's obviously keeps going and going, then it comes to the point where you have to learn how to pass or work with their teammates, making it way more competitive and fun to collaborate with their friends more to actually play the game instead of having to solo molo yourself. I'm telling you guys, this is how it's ending up. It's becoming solo leveling. He wants to be Sung Jin Woo out there, freaking battling his dungeons. Buddy, it's not a dungeon, it's a court on the field with 5 people. Now, the addition to this is if it's a miracle or a mythic, it can go as far as Emperor's Dribble or slightly further, meaning it can still be blocked at a reasonable distance and it can still win in 1v1 scenarios. Now, going to the next one, can only stun one person. As I said with these dribble moves, if it can go up the field and it can, travel the most major distance ever and can break everyone on the field, you don't even have to do anything. It's just you already won the game essentially because there's no competition, because if you can just instantly win, it's no fun. But making it where you have a slight and tight distance, meaning you have to control it and use it right, and you can only stun one person. This means that although you can win in 1v1 scenarios with these skills,
You won't win the 2v1 or above that just off pure abilities. No, you have to use skill to score either by yourself without your abilities or by passing, making it way more competitive. In addition, though, is that if it's a miracle or mythic, it can only stun up to 2 people. I'd really just say only a miracle or some mythics.
And 3, always make the defenders be able to react and be able to defend it. Meaning it's not too quick of a move or anything. But here's a note here. Obviously, if it's like Flash's dash move, where it's kind of designed to be quick but a small distance to win in the 1v1, it also makes it have a slight stun after the move, like half a second. This is a great aspect we can use here, so he can't just spam his other abilities or spam shoot it and completely win by himself by just, relying so much on his abilities. No. In addition here is that if it's a mythic or miracle, we can reduce this stun time. And an optional thing here is that similar to how quick drive is, where we can move with the ability, we should actually do that with all the dribble abilities, because you have to use skill to use it properly. How to get up on someone, then use it to stun them, also move around with it to get open and score a point, and etc. It makes it way more fun to be able to control it, and it requires skill to actually get open and score rather than it just auto doing it for you. Addition here, if it's a miracle, it will auto do it for you, kind of like Emperor's Dribble and Ace's Drive. Now moving to part 2 of how to balance offensive abilities, shooting. It must have a balanced range. The range, I would say, is around Clutch's distance. In addition here is if it's a mythic, it can be used from the limitless zone range, and if it's a miracle, it can be used slightly similar to Sniper's half-court shot, but I would say typically smaller. And now moving on to the hang time slash delay when shooting a shot. Put this ratio in order every time you're making a shot ability. So the amount of distance you're shooting at should be the amount of speed it's going for. So obviously using this ratio, don't put the hang time for Sniper's half-court shot at a 2-pointer, and don't put a 2-pointer's delay time, which is relatively fast since it's a 2-point, at a 3-pointer. All this is just kind of common sense. Just stating it out loud just for clarification.
Because you're a
Bugger.
In addition here, if it's a mythic, make the delay 5% shorter, and if it's a miracle, make it 10% shorter. Now, going to defensive abilities part 1, the general rules I would say is no guaranteed steals, regardless of any rarity. It makes it unfun and too overpowered. There's no skill involved. Must always involve a timing, awareness to the offense, like kind of similar to like jackpot steal. Also, a penalty or risk when failed, similar to jackpot steal here again. And finally, a reasonable distance to steal, like how Emperor's Reach has now been reduced to. Now, here are some balancing suggestions if you ever decide to make a move like Emperor's Reach. It would be to option A, you have to time it right when it's used, like the pass. And to make sure no one can spam the move, make it where if they mistime it or if they spam the ability, give them an in-game broken ankles mechanic or give them a 5-second cooldown penalty similar to Lockdown's intercept if timed wrong. Option B, give it like a limited duration. Instead of like how when you can turn on Emperor's Reach and it lasts for like 7 or 10 seconds, just make it last for 2 to 3. Now, option C, and it's probably one of my favorites, it's Locke's intercept ability, where once he steals it, he has a slight stun where the ball can immediately be taken from him. That is completely fair considering how the ability already is in itself. Now, finally, the last option, option D, is visible activity, similar to how Emperor's Reach is now, where we can see an aura around the character, obviously insinuating that it's Emperor's Reach. A must though is only steal passes. Stop making it where he can steal the shot. It makes it no skill. Make it where it can only steal passes, at least involving skill where they have to block the shot. Now, lastly, how to balance defense abilities part 2. If it's similar to Giant Snatch, add a delay startup similar to Star Leap because the Snatch block is a little too quick and unfair. It should be delayed to make it still skillful to use the ability. But in addition here is if it's a mythic, I'd say make the delay 5% shorter, and if it's a miracle, 10% shorter, but still enough to still have to use skill. And if it's similar to jackpot, I have really no problems with jackpot. I'd say really keep it how it is. But the critique I would give to it is make the steal distance way smaller. I'd say around 1.5 times the range as Flash's dash move. If it's a mythical, it's 2 times the range. And if it's a miracle, then it can be as far as jackpot's range. Alright guys, that concludes it. Just a conclusion here is just to say like, hey, make us only rely on our skill and not abilities. Make it at least balanced. And what balance means is balance between each style and between the essentials of the game, not making it too reliant on just OP abilities. Stop making it where if you're a 5-year-old kid and you get a miracle, you're automatically the best in the game. No, make it everything fair. And last 2 things here before I conclude the video. One, I just want to address the limited styles real quick. I'm not going to go too far in it. I'm just going to take a whole screenshot and just show you what I'm talking about. But don't make the limited styles genuinely not limited anymore. You can say it's limited because of the amount of days it's able to be achieved, but dude, if you have a week to get it, it's not really so limited because everybody has it, and that's not a limited amount of styles given to people. It's literally given to everybody, and just because it's a limited, please do not ignore the general rules of making a style like tatless. And then 2, last thing here, it's just Crollo, if you ever see this, please make a style, I don't care if it's even a legendary, like at least a mythic, that, is a pure dribbling style. It's like Flash's moveset, but instead of the dash, make it like a dribble move that goes around the opponent and stuns one person. And then for the quick drive ability, make it exactly the same, just change the animations, but make it where if he's like near the 3-point line and you click it when he's dribbling, he steps back and there's like a hang time delay and then he shoots a 3. But yeah, guys, that concludes my video and I hope you guys like it. And yeah, man, my next video will be a genuine video. But yeah, I just had to remake this one to make it shorter and make it fair for you guys. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one.